YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Here we are back on Madden 25. We have another series that we're going to throw into the mix here in Madden gameplay. This one is a fantasy draft that I did. There was a whole bunch of layers that went into this, hence why I picked up here in week one. So I'm going to give you just a quick rundown of what I did. So we did a fantasy draft. Prior to the fantasy draft, I wanted to draft the players based on their physical abilities. Nothing that corresponds with football itself. And those were speed, strength, agility, acceleration, and awareness. Those are not things that really go into football per se, right? Or only football. So I went and I put each position that I wanted to do in each of those. And then I sorted them by that. And I picked those. So the team, as you can see, is not a very great team. It's an 80 overall, 81 offense, 79 defense. So we will go ahead and show you the roster. So here's the offense. As you can see, not great, but we do have some pillar players. Jayden Daniels at quarterback. We also have Jordan Travis as a backup. He's obviously a little older, and he's not that highly rated, but I just wanted to throw that out there. We also have Jonathan Taylor, DK Metcalf, and Tristan Wirfs. So superstars and superstar X Factors, we have three of them. We do have Xavier Worthy as well with a hidden developmental trait. We have Jayden Daniels obviously with a hidden. And our left side of our offense is including our center. Our offensive line is star, so they should progress pretty well. Our right side is young. But because they're normal, it's going to be tough for them to really progress. At tight end, we have Okonkwo and Darnell Washington, two really young, exciting tight ends as well. Flipping over to the defense, you see a superstar X Factor in Antoine Winfield at free safety. Then we have a bunch of young guys, realistically, on this defense. As before, right, so I had to go by, and I went through a lot of speed guys. So middle linebackers, for example, Papo and Simpson, two of the fastest guys at middle linebacker, so that's who I had to choose. It was just kind of a messy process. That's why I didn't want to actually show the draft. So a lot of young, low overall players. Hopefully we get to do some development trait upgrades, especially for those middle linebackers and the edge rushers. We do have superstar Tyreek Woolen, one of the fastest guys in the league, and he's a pretty tall corner. And this also pushes us to grow in the draft. Even though we do have younger players, we can't really sit on them if they're a normal dev. They're not really gonna grow. These two, the kicker and punter, I did strength because it typically correlated with their kick power. So we have two pretty heavy kick power guys there. So that is the roster. Now, you asked probably, right, what are the Black Knights? So I took over the lowly New York Jets, and I said, you know what? It's time to get out of New Jersey. There's two New York teams playing in New Jersey. Doesn't make sense to me. So I took over the New York Jets. I shipped them over to London, where the NFL has been playing a lot of games the way it is. So we decided on the London Black Knights. It was between the Black Knights and the Monarchs. The Monarchs probably make a little bit more sense, right? But I just love the Black Knights look. I like the color scheme over the blue and the reddish color scheme of the Monarchs as well. So I like this color scheme just a little bit better. So that's kind of why I went with that. We already hired and assigned scouts and stuff like that as well. So next, we are going to hop into the game. All right, we get to be on offense first. So with JT, we're going to be heavy on the ground as we busted outside. Ooh, he doesn't quite have the speed to get around. Javon Holland is one of the fastest safeties that we have in the league. He ends up closing down that angle and taking us down, but not after JT gets off to a really good start. He was one of our first picks. I think he was a 4th-round pick, if I remember correctly. We might have taken him a little early, but he was one of the guys that we really wanted. He was one of the top-level guys that we wanted as our running back. So we didn't want to take the chance of him not being there in the following round. So, and then Tristan Wirfs, he was one of the top. I think he was the pick before that. DK was the one right after that. So a lot of our team was built off of speed, especially in our skill spots for sure, as JT gets another good gain there. We haven't really relied on Daniels at all, so we're going to go ahead and open it up for him a little bit and get our first throw in here to Worthy, who ends up dropping it. It is going to be 3rd and 1. Worthy is our slot guy. He's the one that carries a lot of the speed in our receiver room. Although, again, our skill guys were really highly based on speed. So Christian Watson has some good speed. Metcalf, obviously. Our 2 tight ends also have good speed. So it's a lot of speed that was built here on this offense, on this offense, as we get tackled for a loss on a little bit of a motion screen. Who was that chased me down? He was 57. Look at all these guys. Just superstar after superstar on this defense. It's crazy. But our offensive line's actually holding up pretty well. I'm pretty happy about how this is looking. If you paid attention to me calling plays, the middle one was locked. I do have some restrictions on the plays that I can call. So we can't call it within the next 5 plays, next 3 plays maybe, and we can only call the same play 5 times in a game. I think that gives it an extra level of realism. You can't just sit there and run the same play out of the same formations constantly and expect to have success. So that's kind of where we wanted to go with that, making sure that it's somewhat realistic in that faction as well. We are moving the ball down the field here. They're going to really fill that run well. I thought that we were going to have some really solid space on that. So we can see Jonathan Taylor no longer in the game. He is out with some fatigue. So Sean Taylor is our backup running back. He has 92 speed. He was actually a free agent that we picked up after the draft. Again, just wanted a little bit of a change of pace. Because Taylor, although he has good speed, he is a bruiser too. As Worthy drops another one. Our drive is going to stall. Do we take the points here on the road as underdogs? We're going to go for it. At least we're going to line up to go for it. So we got man coverage. We're just going to take the delay game. We're going to go ahead and kick the field goal. I don't like how they took the whip route out of Madden, but it is what it is. So we're going to call on our kicker to come in and give us the early 3-0 lead, and that goes right down the middle. Cade York is our kicker. The other thing that I actually went and did, and I went and I got everybody as close to their number as possible. And if their NFL number was already taken by another player, then I tried to go get their college number so that they had some type of recognizable number. So that's one thing that I did, and I forgot to change the kicker and punter's number. I don't like 17 on a kicker. I don't know why. I just don't. As they handed off for the first play of the game, I had them in the hole, but we just didn't tackle them for whatever reason. So that was great. They're coming out with two back set. They're going to run it again. We're going to get in there. Our speed, I'm really interested to see how our speed plays, if it causes issues or not. The other thing is that I don't know if, like this game I'm playing the full game, I don't know if I'm going to play the full game all the time. As we come up, make the tackle on Addison, it's going to be 4th and inches. They're going to have to punt. So after the defense gets a stop here, we're going to try to take a shot here. Play action. We ran a bunch in the first drive. We just threw a pick. Okay. DK did a good job of coming up and trying to break that up. Why is DK in the slot? I didn't want DK Metcalf in the slot. I don't know why he's there. I didn't put him there, but we're going to hit Okonkwo. He is going to get a big chunk of yards, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. All right, we are back here in the second quarter. We're going to get back to the ground game that worked so well in the first drive, but we're going to get pushed back with a holding penalty. Who is the culprit? It's going to be Tristan Wirfs, our best offensive lineman. Isn't that crazy how that works? All right, 2 tight ends to the right, 2 split out to the left. DK is pressed. I kind of want to go that way, but with our the penalty on the last play, I just kind of want to get back into decent shape as far as down and distance, which we ended up doing. Is he manned up out there? We're going to throw the out route to Christian Watson. He's going to bring it down for a first down. Most of the time, I don't really like to throw that, but I just felt like, why not? We're going to go back to play action here, and we're going to throw it into traffic. It's going to be intercepted. I don't know why I threw that. It was just so bad. Mekhi Blackman with the interception. That was just a horrible decision on my end. Just a really bad decision. Addison's in the backfield. They're going to actually hand it off to him. They are using him in kind of a Deebo Samuel type role, apparently. So that was kind of cool. Obviously it worked. Obviously, as a Vikings fan, I'm a big supporter of all Viking players. So even in a fantasy draft like this, I enjoyed to see them succeed. So here we are, 2nd and 5, here with just over 5.5 left in the first quarter. As I was saying a little bit earlier, we're playing the full game on the first game. And I apologize if you hear some screeching in the background. We have a special guest here on the video today. My daughter is down with me in the recording space, so you might hear a couple squawks and giggles. But as I was saying, as we take down J.J. McCarthy for a sack, as I was saying, I don't know if we're going to play the whole thing every game. We might just play the moments. I just really wanted to get a good feel of the team here and what it's going to look like going forward. Just playing the game, sometimes it just takes too long, and to get this as well as the Win and Steal series, if you haven't checked that out on the channel, go ahead and find that playlist. I've been having a lot of fun with that. But that plus 2 different types of college football stuff done too. It's a lot of recording time that I really don't have a whole lot of right now. So we're going to try to get DK. What a ball. And what a catch by DK. That's a really good throw by our rookie, Jaden Daniels. He's been playing super, super well in real life. They're going to send their guy with DK in the motion. Okonkwo couldn't get that block. Otherwise, he might be still running because his guy was trailing the entire time. So we've kind of gotten away from the run. So we're going to get JT back involved here on a screen pass. It's one thing that I really want to get him better at. I have no idea what this is, by the way, so. What kind of trickery is that? Oh my, that is sick. I need to go favorite that. That was sweet. Two-minute warning. Sorry, I was going through and favoriting some plays. It's a new playbook, so I want to make sure that we get some plays that I like in there, just in case we need to go to them. Okonkwo's on the. I don't know if I like that. I want this to be a post, and I want it to be a deeper post. And we're going to force it again. What a horrible route. I just got to throw that away. Sidney Brown, nobody even knows who that is. Comes up with an interception. That's Jaden's second one, but those are both on me. Clearly, right? So, not a great start to Jaden McDaniels' career because I can't seem to get it figured out. Nolan Smith back in coverage. We don't want that, like, ever. We want him rushing the passer. Not gonna hand it off. It's gonna be play action. Antoine Winfield with the really big hit. They're gonna call timeout. It's under 2 minutes, so they're trying to preserve a little bit of time here. 3-0. It's been an ugly game, especially with my 2 turnovers. We drove the first. We drove down the first time, the first drive, and we had to settle for 3 as we get home with Papo. I'm gonna go cover 2 here. Simpson's got to get deep. Coming across the middle, Papo with another tackle. And we're going to call timeout because they're going to have to punt. So hopefully we can get down the field and score here before. So they had to punt. Hopefully we can make something happen here. I've been pretty bad with Jaden McDaniels so far. They're going to sit on that. We're just going to step up and run with him. We do have 2 timeouts. God, I just forget how terrible the runoff is on this game. It's just so bad. go back to that. Let's see if we can get it again here. Is he going to go with? They are. We're going to get it out to him again. Oh, Sidney Brown is so fast. All right, well, looks like we're just going to concede here. We're not going to go take a shot. Yeah, right. We have DK Metcalf, so we're going to go ahead and try to take the cover off. We do get it out. We're going to get to the 50. It's not going to be enough for the kick, but it's going to be enough that we're going to get a chance to do a little bit of a Hail Mary here. We're going to get it up in the air, see if we can come down with it. DK almost comes out of nowhere and grabs it. It's going to be 3-0 at the half. All right. I apologize. I had to reset my my recording thing. So you are picking it up back just above the 2-minute warning here in the fourth quarter. You haven't missed much, as you can tell. But Trenton Simpson with the interception, as it is still 3-0. This is our third interception. Trenton Simpson has 2 of them. Tyreek Woolen, the last possession, picked off J.J. McCarthy in the end zone. So each quarterback now has 3 interceptions. 2 rookies. First game isn't going great. Jonathan Taylor just absolutely trucked Javon Holland. He's been running well. We haven't really been able to do much else outside of that, as he's going to put his foot in the ground and run right up the middle. He's got 18 carries for 106 yards. He also has about 4 or 5 catches for probably about 30 yards. So he's been playing super well. We haven't been able to get DK involved at all. We're going to give it to Worthy. He's not going to get there. I should have just cut it up. I was being too greedy. Also, I apologize if you hear some squeaking and squawking. I have a little special guest down in the recording area today. My daughter is down here, so I apologize if you can hear that. As we pick up the first down, it's going to have us kneel it. I want to score a touchdown, so I'm going to call a timeout here. And I just want us to get in the end zone. A 3-0 game is not what we want to do to start the season. So we're going to try to get it into the end zone to make it 10. And we do with JT, which fits. What you also didn't see is I made a goal for the season. 7 wins. Just because of how our overall was. I didn't know how our speed was going to play. I didn't know how our tackling was going to be because I focused on speed. The other thing that I did was I said that Jonathan Taylor was going to score 10 rushing touchdowns on the year, which I typically am pretty run-heavy, especially in Madden, as you could see by the 3 interceptions that Jaden Daniels threw today. All 3 were really bad decisions on my end, as we are going to get a pick 6. Lewis Cine, trying to revitalize his career after just excruciating injury in London, his rookie year. He's coming to the London Black Knights, and he has a pick 6 in his first game for the team. And that's going to make this game look a little bit out of hand when it was very tightly contested. Defense here back on the field with 1 minute and 8 seconds left here after the pick 6 by Lewis Cine on J.J. McCarthy. He's going to drop it down. I couldn't even see who that was. Kadarius Toney, maybe? I don't know. Going 4 verts. We're going to run with the tight end here. We're going to have him come down, and he's going to have to throw it away. So 4 interceptions for McCarthy, 3 for Daniels. So 2 rookie quarterbacks kind of going at it, which did not bode well for them today. both of them have very very high ceilings for sure. In real life, we've been able to see what Jaden Daniels has done with the Washington Commanders. He's been very impressive. They've been kind of struggling as of late, but himself, after the first 2 weeks, have been really good. So hopefully that kind of translates in the game as well. With a rough first week, as J.J. McCarthy is going to hit Jordan Addison. I don't know if they're going to be able to get up and run another play with the runoff. They're not. And that's going to be the end of the game, 17-0. Again, we've been talking about the quarterback struggles, but JT is the player of the game with a touchdown. Lewis Cine with the pick six. Trenton Simpson with 2 interceptions. So a really well-rounded game by our defense for sure. Allowing 0 points in the NFL is pretty tough to do. So you see 13 of 21, 172, and 3 picks for Jaden Daniels. Again, on me. It really was on me. Christian Watson has 2 for 2 for 27. He has a trick screen pass that he throws to JT, which is pretty sick. Jonathan Taylor, 20 touches. This is going to be the theme. He's going to get 20 touches. We're going to throw it around 20-ish times. So he's going to get half the load. He gets 116 and a touchdown. Sean Tucker came in for him for 1 and had 4 yards. He played well as well in the very small that we saw him. 92 speed, which is kind of crazy. JT had 6 catches for 45 yards. Xavier Worthy had 2 for 58. Christian Watson had 2 for 20. DK had 2 for 39. He would have had a touchdown. You won't see it, but the computer automatically put him in the slot when I moved him up the depth chart, which is not what I had at the beginning. I had Worthy in the slot. So Christian Watson was on the outside and pressed, and Christian Watson beat his guy right off the line, but he doesn't have the speed or the skills to win a one-on-one, and DK does. So he would have had a touchdown. Instead, I tried to get it into the slot with DK, who also beat his press guy, and it was tipped and intercepted. So that was one of the interceptions that you probably won't see in the second half just due to the malfunction with my recording stuff. Defensively, tackle-wise, I mean, Trenton Simpson was definitely the defensive player of the game. He had 9 tackles, 2 for loss, 2 picks. Papo, the 2 middle linebackers, these 2 were some of the 2 that I just wanted to get for sure. I wanted to pair them. They're 2 of the fastest linebackers in the game. Jacorian Bennett, our slot corner, he played well, had 5 tackles, as well as Ringo and Winfield Jr. Tackles for loss, Sam Williams had 3. Simpson and Papo both had 2, as we talked about before. Woolen, Gallimore, and Brzee had 1. Sacks, 1.5 for Williams, 1 for Gallimore, and a half for Papo. Interceptions, 2 for Simpson, 1 for Cine, as you guys saw with the pick 6, and 1 for Tyreek Woolen, which you didn't see in the end zone. All right, that is going to be the first episode here on the fantasy draft here that we did by physical attributes and sorting them in the draft. Again, you didn't see the draft. It was just a lot going on. I had to pause the draft, and trust me, there's a lot going on. So I appreciate taking the time to tune into this different style of video. So now we have this one with the Black Knights in Madden. We also have the one with the Panthers where you win and steal. So we'll keep the same team here until the draft and those different types of things. There you get to see a lot of movement, not only with the Panthers, but with a bunch of different teams as well. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch the videos and support the channel. If you haven't yet already, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, hit the bell if you want to know when the next video drops on the channel. As always, I hope you have a good day. I hope you had a great day. Spread the word. Peace.